Hello there, everyone. This is Dark Sage Walker, and we are still trying to get the hardest things done as the Keeper. Wrong file. Oops. Like, I haven't done all that. What are you talking about? Oh. Hey. I made a goof. Alright, so, here we go. So, we still have Delirium, we still have Hush, and then we have... I'm just gonna do it as greedier mode. I could just do greed mode, but I'd rather just get it done. Let's see. If I get 15 cents, I want that Tarot Cloth. Oh, really? No one expects the tiny ones. The ones that don't even come up to your shins. Yes, they will still kill you. Yeah, you little bastard. How dare you. Wow, none of them just right out die. I have to kill all of them twice. There we go. At least that one was nice. And now it's just this guy. He's dark blue, so he's not going to use suicide bullets. So earlier I had begun talking about E3 while I was essentially getting my ass kicked on Keeper runs. But then I had also started to talk about something that was very, very interesting to me, and that is the idea that what was known as Secret of Mana 3, or for those of us who understand the Japanese translation, it's Seiken Densetsu 3. Or San, as it would be said in Japanese. But see, that game has finally come stateside. And that's big for me, and I intend to explain why. Because that game was... It was a legend back in school. It's like, if you had played that game, you were the fucking shit. This is back when using the internet and software emulation weren't as common as they are now. So the idea that someone could play a game that was only in Japan was just nuts. No one had heard of such a thing. Well, how are you doing this, miraculous space wizard? Nowadays, it's not that uncommon to think of people having played that game, but there was never an official localization for it, so if you were playing it, you were always emulating it, which was always viewed as a dirty, dirty crime, which kind of is. Ugh, damn it. I should just start with no. I don't care about story. Then... But I mean, that wasn't the only game at the time that was like that. There were a lot of games that had failed to be localized for a Western audience, either due to the idea that they thought that this is something that we wouldn't be interested in, or... Ugh, lovely. Well, at least this champion version is kind of hard to even get hit by. So that's nice. Wanted damage or fire rate improvement, got neither one. Woe is yours truly. And I remember when we first learned about the idea that there were a bunch of games that were out in Japan that hadn't come to the West, a lot of us were actually kind of incensed by that. They're like, what? But these games are really popular here in America. We should bring over the other ones like it. And I know one of the first ones that had come to my attention that was like that. Ooh, power bill. See if... Nope. Alright. One of the first ones that we had heard about like that was... Well, actually, let me go back and share a story about how that worked. So, this is back in the PlayStation 1 days when Final Fantasy VII was just being announced. And we saw that, and up until then, we had seen Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy II, Final Fantasy III. Okay, well, I mean, that's nice. It's nice that these are... it's nice that we're getting these, and they're fun games, so... you know, no harm, no foul there. Then we heard about Final Fantasy VII, and we were like, wait, what? Where'd 7 come from? We've only seen 1, 2, and 3. What happened to parts 4 through 6? What sort of lies are you trying to sell us on? And as it turns out, yeah, Final Fantasy 1 was Final Fantasy 1, sure. But then as we started to get more and more of the story, it just became more interesting a little bit. And a lot of us got a little upset about it. By the way, I'm an idiot. I should have waited until after the boss to go to the curse room. But oh well. What's a good Isaac run without a few terrible mistakes? Anything good here? Not really. Alright, I'm leaving. Oh, I hate spiders. God damn it! I hate those ones especially because you never know when they're going to just do something weird. Like, they spend, like, the entirety of the room running from you, then all of a sudden they'll just decide to charge you down for no reason. And there's no way of telling when that's gonna happen, you just have to know to get the fuck out of the way. Ugh, I hate them. There we go. So, as we got more information, here's what we eventually learned about those titles that we thought we were missing. Final Fantasy 1? Yeah, that is Final Fantasy 1. Very good. However, we had then learned that what we knew as Final Fantasy 2 was actually Final Fantasy 4. And that left us going, wait a minute, where are the other Final Fantasy games? Why'd they bring over 4 but not 2 or 3? No, thank you. And that was a bother. By the way, this run is looking pretty awful right about now. No bombs for crowd control. I just have to keep moving, keep dodging, and just hope. Okay, so we discovered that. Then we were like, okay, so what is Final Fantasy III? Because surely they didn't skip that many titles. Turns out Final Fantasy III was actually Final Fantasy VI. We're going, whoa, Japan must love this series. Completely unaware of the dragon-shaped elephant in the room. But after we learned about that, then we started going, okay, so where are these games? Bring them stateside. We want to play them. And eventually they did. As it turns out, some of those games are mighty cool. Final Fantasy V perhaps being one of my favorite renditions of the job class system in Final Fantasy. I love it. Final Fantasy III was actually the originator of the job class system, but arguably I think 5 did it better. These are both awful items, neither of them any good, but they're gonna let me have both of them. Whoop-de-doo. And we'll take safety scissors to make troll bombs less of an issue. Wish I could fly. God, Angry Fly is so awful. Hey, what is with my most recent runs lately where the whole idea is to give me some of the worst items conceivable, and then be like, okay, have fun! You can do it! It's like, you've given me nothing to work with. How am I supposed to do it? Oh, it's your job to figure out. Granted, but you could at least meet me halfway. And then after Final Fantasy VII came out, then they're like, okay, we'll start numbering them properly. How about that? And from then on, we got all the Final Fantasies in order. But that wasn't the only series that did that, and as we were learning about Final Fantasy, we then learned, oh, we never got Dragon Quest 5 or 6. We got the first 4 for the NES, but actually that might not be right. I don't think we ever got Dragon Quest 4. I mean, not until later anyways. They all now come out in some form or another. Got no damage? Here comes Bighorn. At least I finally have bombs now. Another good reason to carry safety scissors. Turn troll bombs into your own personal bombs. Come on, go down. Go down. Alright, well, it's nice to have my speed up. I'm not gonna lie about that, but I could really use, some some tier delay improvements, or some damage, or a good tier effect. Right now, I'm kind of running on empty. And again, I'm pretty sure the game wants me to run on empty. Because I'm playing as the Keeper, and you're not allowed to have fun playing as the Keeper. What, didn't you know that? You silly bitch, get out of here. You're not supposed to have fun playing as Keeper. I'll come back for that if I find an HP upgrade. Without that, that's a little too dangerous to take. And I'm pretty sure it was Dragon Quest 5 and 6 never made it to the West until later, and as it would turn out, Dragon Quest 5 in Japan is probably the most popular one, with the characters that they like the most. And again, it left us going, oh, what the hell? Get off your lazy localization asses and bring us these games. Which, I mean, to be fair, they didn't necessarily have to do anything that we demanded. But it sure would be nice to play these games in order. So, we had Final Fantasies, the real Final Fantasy 2 and 3, and Final Fantasy 5 missing in action here in the West for a while. Which, I mean, to be fair, what had happened was most of these games, Final Fantasies 2 and 3, were actually made originally for the NES, and, at least one of them was completely localized and ready to bring over to the States, but at that point the Super Nintendo was coming out, and they were like, well, we don't want to draw attention away from our new hotness with this Final Fantasy game that's going to make people stick with the old console, so they decided, I don't want that. They decided to take the concept of Final Fantasy IV, or rather, they took Final Fantasy IV and made that our Final Fantasy II, so as to not break our continuity, because we had only seen one Final Fantasy game up until then. Which, so in an effort to not confuse, they actually confused even more. But we wouldn't find out about that for a while, because, deception. I would really like it if this room was to be done now. These things have way too much health and I fire too slowly. Come on. Get him! Not you, Angry Fly. I know you're not going to do shit. But come on, Tears, get him. Ooh, that's nice. I would like to stick with the safety scissors at least for a little while, though, because I'm not... Because I haven't seen any other bombs drop. The only ones I got were from the troll bombs. Oh, there we go. Alright, yeah, I'll go back and get it now. Thanks for proving me wrong, game. Which, in this instance, I'm fine to be wrong. But I mean, in other stories of localization, there was also the idea that what we knew as Super Mario Bros. 2, that wasn't Super Mario Bros. 2. That was a game called Doki Doki Panic. What is with the garbage items? Seriously, this is just getting absurd now. Like, seriously, how am I supposed to do any of the big things on this run? I know not every seed is awesome, but seriously, you can't be this fucking rude. Whew! Glad I had bombs. There, a fire rate increase. Fine a fuckingly. The sad part is, if I leave, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get it back. So... Oh, they're giving me the harder one right off the bat. Jeez. Oh, I didn't mean to pick that up. I'm in trouble. I am honestly surprised that missed, so thank you, Binky, for making my size so much smaller. Oh shit, I am in big trouble. Whew! I forgot that HP upgrades do that if you're playing as the keeper. You don't get any more health, but you can use them as a health restore. Okay, that was scary. I mean, I still pretty much have trash, but at least I have a slightly better fire rate now. I have no keys. I was hoping to fix that, but... No, now the game doesn't want me to have keys. Seriously, it sucks having a negative luck score. Next time someone says that your luck score doesn't matter, just remember, just think about all of the random consumable drops you could have had if you didn't have a negative luck score, and go, so how does luck not affect my game again? There we go. Alright, so continuing what I was saying, the Super Mario Bros. 2 that we got was Doki Doki Panic. And the reason why they made that, it's not a bait and switch, they just didn't localize the real Super Mario Bros. 2 until later. And the reason for that being is because they felt the game would be too hard for us Americans, which, let's be fair, they weren't exactly wrong. It's still too hard for a lot of players, but now there's even a speedrunning community around the game. It's gotten pretty good. Come on. Whew. Can I please, pretty please, have something that improves my combat ability? Wait, what? How did that hit me? Oh, come on. Fuck on. Wow, it won't come any closer, so I can't fucking hit it. Have I mentioned that I don't like playing as Keeper very much? And it just gets harder and harder the later on you get, when the game expects you to be stronger. But of course you're not, because the game has, you know, thoughtfully neglected to give you anything that would actually make you stronger. Just out of curiosity, Z7W6 6ANQ. I should start giving the seeds at the very beginning of every run. Wow, and that's not even in a good position. It's the fourth helper in line. Behind a fucking key. Oh, and it's way down there. Come! What? Oh, you are making me mad now. It's really hard to talk about localization stories on video games if I can't even friggin' move. Just saying, game, maybe you can call off your dogs a little bit. Nope. Yeah, no thanks. Alright, so continuing with Tales of Localization. Because this all ties back into Trials of Mana, so I just want to make sure that the story is told. I hit that direction. I don't know how much that's actually gonna help, but you just don't turn down Humbling Bundle. It's too good. Which means this is now worth it. So I'm just gonna say right now, there's probably no way I'm gonna be able to make the Hush fight. Not with things as they are now. Especially, God, playing as the Keeper is such a pain in the ass. I have more localization stories to tell. So we're just gonna keep going. Oh yeah, this seed, MBBV2X before. 2X before it became my ex. Making up words on the fly, oh yeah. Pretty sure I know where the secret room is. Let me just make sure there's no other use for this bomb. I don't even need to use it. That's how you use a troll bomb right there. Yes, I am going to go back for the secret room. I'm just also trying to find the item room. Below me. Oh, this run is starting to look dangerous, especially since the game doesn't want wooden nickel to work. There, finally. Alright, now I still have no idea where the item room is. Alright, something good this time. I mean, that's pretty decent. So there you go, there's something. So which games have I spoken about? The Final Fantasy series, Dragon Quest series. And those were kind of the big ones, but later on it was discovered that there is one more game that hadn't gotten localized that we were really big into, and that was the sequel to Secret of Mana. That's where all the localization stories tie in, is with that. Now, we didn't know it was going to be called Trials of Mana at the time. It didn't even have a name. It was just, here's this game. No, I'm wrong. It did have a name. What am I talking about? But at the time, it was just, Seiken Densetsu 3. Or Secret of Mana 3. Not a single one of us knew what it was, but my goodness, we were into the idea of having it over here. And just continuously, I don't know if anyone else was as into the idea as I was, due to how much I love Secret of Mana, but I was really hardcore into the idea of Secret of Mana 3. And even then, we were going, why is it called Secret of Mana 3? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Come to find out, the Secret of Mana that we know is Secret of Mana 2. Okay, so what's Secret of Mana 1? It's called Adventure of Mana. But it actually had been released in America, but because they were pretty sure that people didn't know what Secret of Mana was at the time, it was just called Final Fantasy Adventure. So yes, we do have that game in the West. It was under an odd name, but there you go. If you want to play the original Mana game, that's it. But that still left open the question of what is Secret of Mana 3? All we knew is that it was the sequel to Secret of Mana, but we didn't know anything beyond that. Okay, the red flames need to be extinguished before I venture into the room, otherwise I am probably just consigning myself to death. There. There we go. Wow, that was a waste. Sure, I'm glad I did that. Okay, have I not found the item room yet? Or am I just blind, or have I seriously not found it? Starting to get very confused. think I've found the shop either. What is up with this floor? Oh, it's that again. I don't know if it's a good idea to spend a bomb on that trinket right now since I'm still low on collectibles. Or consumables, I should say. Use the right damn words. Alright, so somehow I've forgotten to go this way. I don't know how that's possible, but alright. You guys do your best to figure that one out. I have very fond memories of Secret of Mana, both playing that game solo and oh, that's actually a decent item. No guarantee I'm gonna win because Keeper is so volatile, but at least that item is decent. I feel pretty good about that. And actually, that's not bad either. All right, can't complain about that. That's essentially an ace in the hole. Yawn. So, knowing that this game existed and I'd likely not get to play it either for a long time or ever, it stuck with me. It's really it stuck with me hard all throughout high school and throughout much of my adult life, knowing that there was this game that had a legacy behind it that I'd likely never be able to play. Fucking game. So, fast forward a good number of years, and I now hear about the Switch's Secret of Mana collection coming out in Japan, but it's localized only in Japan. And I just kind of stop with this little sad puppy dog look and go, why not here? Or, more appropriately, why not Zoidberg? Sorry, I had to meme that one, but yes, I was pretty honestly going, why can't we have it here? We'd play it. We're not such fools about RPGs like we were back in the 90s. We can have Secret of Mana collection. I swear we'll treat it nicely. I swear on the soul of Squaresoft. And we've done nothing but hump Final Fantasy VII to death since it came out. You don't think we can handle Secret of Mana 3? What is this? Couldn't care less. Here, and another bomb. And to be honest, the announcement of the Secret of Mana collection was like, okay, cool, that's a really good idea. But again, why aren't you bringing it stateside? And at least now the option is available. I can make a Japanese eShop account and just buy the game on that if I wanted to play it. And at the time, that was about the only way to get Monster Hunter Double Cross as well. Or at least the real version of Double Cross. Generations Ultimate would come later, and that's basically Double Cross translated into English. There's very little difference, if any. So, when that came stateside, I was thinking, so there's a chance that we could get Secret of Mana 3. You're saying it's a possibility, but no one had said anything about it. There had been no announcements, so I just figured, okay, let's just let time run its course. You've got Monster Hunter that you'll be playing pretty much until you're dead. And to be fair, I still play Monster. I still play Generations Ultimate. Haven't really touched World, mostly because I don't know, the endgame in World seems lacking, but Iceborne is starting to make me change my mind. Come on, get over there, get over there. Ugh. And I'll huff And I'll puff, and I'll give you an all-stats upgrade. I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm not big on using the D4. I'm really not. Plus, I'm finally getting some things on this run that are decent. So I might just hold off on that one. Yes, I will make room for another trinket. Didn't see Deep Pocket Zone, but I can afford it, so never mind, I'll just take them both. Ah, but the difference this time, Bighorn, is that I've got an actual way to deal damage now. What do you think of that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Oh my god, it paid out. I am so utterly amazed right now. Alright, let's not take a chance. We're gonna go all the way back to the beginning of this floor and grab that coin that I left in the mob trap room. Yes, it's a long walk, but I think I finally have a pretty decent A+ item. So hell yeah, I'm gonna take this. I knew going into that was a long shot, but woo, did it pay off! Just don't chase me. I didn't do it, I swear. It wouldn't be... So, the whole Secret of Mana 3 thing finally kinda... it left a spot in my mind, but I was thinking, okay, well, at least I know it's available to me if I decide to get around to it, which, to be fair, I could have done at any time. But I was playing other games at the time, namely Monster Hunter, and then, Monster Hunter, Splatoon, Smash, there's so many things that the Switch has to offer. A bevy of indie games, which I like showing those games off for you because those games don't get a lot of attention. To be fair, I'm not getting a lot of attention either, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe in the future, but the whole point that I'm getting at is that, I mean, that's awful, but it's something. So, you want to know why I made such a big deal about Collection of Mana? It's because I've been waiting for Secret of Mana 3 for a good 20 years. I knew about the game in high school. I've known about it for such a long time. I mean, it's speed upgrades, so I guess I can't complain too much. I can actually move now. I've known about the game for so long, but never thought I would get a chance to play it. And then, and just out of nowhere, they're like, "Oh, by the way, Collection of Mana is out today. It's got Final Fantasy Adventure, Secret of Mana, duh." And then they called Trials of Mana. I was like, "What the fuck? Is this what I've waited at this point my entire life for? Am I finally getting a chance to play this mythical beast?" And sure, and that announcement came after they announced that 3D remastering of Trials of Mana, and I'm thinking, you have the original! Like, that was what I was thinking when I saw that. Oh, hello, Green. I am also Green. We are both Green. One of us has more survivability than the other. I will not say which one, but at the moment it turned... Verb? Into pheromones. Okay. Okay. Oh. Hey, it's a good way to clear a difficult room like that. As you can see, I'm not against using whatever I can. I may never use pheromones, but give me an opportunity. I guess that means I never use it, it just means I rarely get opportunities to use it effectively. Full health, okay, okay. Speed up, I like that. Pheromones, amnesia. I can take another pheromones, make another room easy. Ooh, a devil room item. It's not a good one, but there it is. Why do you have to give me this trash? I'm not going to use it for its intended effect, because that would mean completely getting rid of one of my coin hearts, and frankly, my survivability is more important than that. I've got Succubus helping me out, that's good. There we go. Alright, cool, looking good. And that's part of the reason why I say Nintendo definitely won E3 this year. I mean, aside from all of the just amazing announcements that they made, that one was important to me. That one was special. The Secret of Mana 3 announcement was just too much. Yeah, I immediately went out and spent $40 on that. Well, I didn't go out, it was available on the eShop, but I immediately went and downloaded it and spent $40 on it. Because those of us who keep up with the gaming scene know that things like that do not come across often. It's a step towards Bookworm, I may as well at least touch it. What is this? Degas. Hold on to pheromones for now. Taurus. It's also not that helpful. Not unless I get another speed upgrade. Not a lot here I like either. Christ. Alright, well, moving on. Boy, I'm glad that didn't hit me. If that fool had telefragged me, I was gonna be mad. Thank you, Succubus. I would say you're a gentleman, but you're not male. But you are still a scholar. Two stone chests. There's the possibility that those could yield some fruit, metaphorically speaking, of course. Not really, but it was worth a try. Doubled my number of bombs, I guess. There we go. But I think what really did it is that they had gotten me all hyped up for Trials of Mana by showing the remastered version and how cool that looked, and then said, oh, by the way, here's the original version. You can buy that if you want. Spend money on it. We worked really hard putting the absolute original version, just the translation. You should buy that. And I said, you know what? I will buy that. I will do exactly as you've suggested. I will buy that. as I said, that one was important to me. I'd been looking forward to that game since, frankly, I was a kid. And finally being able to play it was just, oh, it was a thing of beauty. I don't even know why I bothered using... I am absolutely amazed that that worked. Damn it! Alright, no angel room for me, I guess. It wasn't a guarantee, but now it's just... If they give it to me, it's just them showing me pity, which, you know what, I'm fine with. I'm playing as a keeper. Show me as much pity as you want, please. Okay. Well, something amazing would have to happen for me to even want to fight Hush at this point. You're gonna have to give me something real good. And to anyone who's going to ask, is it worth $40 for Secret of Mana Collection? Well, let me put it to you this way. When the original game came out, I thought that was absolutely worth the asking price. I was a kid then and didn't understand why I loved the game so much. And I gladly say yes, that is worth the price. That is worth $40. Although at the time it was closer to $50 or $60. Then... So, I'd say the original Secret of Mana is worth that price alone. So there's no way that getting that plus a game that had never been released before, no, there's no way that that isn't worth the asking price. I would, and that's being able to play Trials of Mana is a privilege that I would absolutely pay, like, top dollar for. And maybe I shouldn't be admitting that so openly, because that's kind of an invitation for the companies to do other things to rip us off. But I mean, that's one of the holdouts of the old localization days. That was one of the ones that we would have killed to get our hands on, and now we can just do it. And like I said, it's one of the few holdouts. Like the Dragon Quest games that never came stateside, I'm pretty sure you can play them now. A lot of them came out on the old Game Boy Color, honestly. Dragon Quest 7 was made for the PlayStation 1, so that's not one of them. Every Dragon Quest game since 7 has come out in the country. So is Final Fantasy 7, incidentally. We know that because some people just won't shut up about Final Fantasy 7. Look, and I openly admit right now I'm being a bit of a... Ooh, Trinity Shield. You suck. You suck too. That. I am not going to... Let's see, lovers.
Excellent.
Oh, don't come back. Oh, lovers is useless. I don't know if credit card's going to have a use. Trinity Shield makes me feel a little bit better. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put it to good use, but hey, I have it. As I said, there aren't many holdouts left from the old localization days. There's Mother 3. I don't know, I think of a lot of the games that I was interested in when I was young. I'm pretty sure Mother 3 is the last big holdout. Once we get that stateside, which I'm sure it's just a matter of time, don't say it'll never happen. Then we'll have, and that'll be it. The only thing they can tease us with then is Half-Life 3, and, well, I'm pretty sure that Valve doesn't make games anymore. And if they do, they've sure kept it a nice, well-kept secret. Just like how I'm sure Epic won't make games anymore. I mean, why should they have? Why should they have to after they make the biggest gaming phenomenon in the world? Which, to be fair, I've always looked at it as the biggest gaming fad in the world. And that's kind of what I think of the entire Battle Royale genre. But it's here to stay, and it doesn't mean I necessarily need to make friends with it. By the way, so long as we're talking about Battle Royale, let's all stop and take a minute to laugh at Bethesda thinking that Fallout 76 can be saved with a Battle Royale mode. You're a bunch of losers. Okay, I need keys. Keys, I don't care about that. Oh, okay, maybe down here. I guarantee it'll be something along the lines of another E3 announcement, so we'll probably have to wait next year for Mother 3. But I don't think they're going to keep us waiting forever on that one. Though, honestly, the wait is about as palpable for that as it was for, oh, I don't know, Secret of Mana 3. Damn it. Get over there. There we go. Now let's see if I can amass a few coins. Or, well, yeah, coins, but really I meant to say keys. So I don't think I want to necessarily jump right into making YouTube videos of Trials of Mana yet. I kind of want to let that one simmer, get a chance to play it on my own before I start playing it on camera. Alright, we've got a few keys. We're doing alright. Any more rooms to explore? Actually, yes, I still haven't even found the shop. Wait, no, there's no shop. I don't have silver dollar. But Okay, I'm not going to try to fight Mom's heart on one hit. I'm not that powerful. There is a coin back here, so I can pick that up. Maybe don't mess with me right now, Curse of the Maze? Okay. If I'm going to try and probably fail against Hush, I need to move quickly. Trinity Shield is doing me a world of good right now. Alright, well at least I got to Hush. Now let's see how I fare. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm gonna do great, but I at least want to try. Honestly, there's nothing there that really entices me all that much. Same here. But to be fair, I do have a decent tier effect. What the hell, let's give it a try. What are you? 2 of Hearts. Okay, so Alright, so I've got myself a little bit of leeway. And let's just see if it's enough. I'm guessing probably not. Oh, come on. This would be much more effective when I can use the mysterious liquid against Hush's true form. Alright, here we go. Alright, so far so good. Shield. Alright, Trinity Shield is a big help right now. I just hope it's enough of a help. Nope. Oh, well. I had kind of figured that would be the case, but I was doing better than I thought I would be. Alright, I know this is a long one. Oh, I'm not going to try again right now. But thanks for sticking with me through it. I'll be back with probably some more Keeper action and plenty of things to talk about. But until then, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this in the future. Drop a like, leave a comment, but the best thing you can do with this video is to share it with a friend. My name is Darksage Walker, and seriously, go out and buy Seiken and buy Collection of Mana right now. It's worth every penny. Do it. Do it now. Now!